Tigers are back on the road this weekend. We'll preview Towson's games against Hofstra and Northeastern today on the Tiger Basketball Report. Hello again, fans, and welcome back to the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Ben Rosenbaum. After 2-0 at home this past weekend inside CQ Arena, Towson is back on the road for trips to Hofstra and Northeastern. As always, I'm joined by the head coach of the Tigers, Diane Richardson. And Coach, a quick stop at home, right back to work on the road. First stop at Hofstra, February 21st at 7 o'clock. This is a Hofstra team. You admire their fight. Yes. They're still looking for that first conference win. They've had, up until this past weekend, the last two games before this past weekend, they've had some close losses where they've been in it. And, of course, we know first quarter they were up on you 24-17. So this is a Hofstra team that feels like maybe they could have something to finish.
Yes, and they're at home, and that may give them a little more confidence, too. But, again, like you said, they're looking for the first conference win. So I expect them to come all out.
How dangerous does that make a team where they know where they're going to be at this point in the conference tournament? They know what seed. They're already making the plans. You're still fighting you're in the 4 spot right now. You could end up at 3. You don't want to drop any further, of course. But this is a team that's playing with house money. They have nothing to lose.
Right.
How dangerous does that make them?
And it is. And it's making us sure that we're not complacent and making sure that we play a tough game because we're going to see a tough opponent.
Last time out, Jalen Hines and Hernandez Hill had huge games, 20 points each. Colin, a very quiet 17. You let their three of their players really get loose. And we knew about Jalen Hines. We knew Hernandez Hill could shoot. You've got to manage that this time around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is now a team that's getting a little more seasoned, a little more weathered. If you let those 3 explode, there could be problems elsewhere.
And there could be problems. And you're absolutely right. And Coach Santos has done a great job with them and turning the program around. And I know coming from my first year here, that's what it was like for me. And we jumped up and surprised some people, too. So we've got to expect that from an Hofstra team. You
look back at that first quarter against them, 24-17. How often will you remind your team, like, look, this is a team that showed they can beat us in a quarter, and if they beat us in one quarter and then beat us in the second quarter, all of a sudden you're in a fight and you better win those last 2 quarters. Right, and we'll revisit that game before we go to see a Hofstra this weekend. After Hofstra, you guys move a little further north, Massachusetts, Northeastern. It'll be cold, but luckily you play inside. February 23rd at 2 o'clock. It'll be Northeastern Senior Day. Senior Day is always emotional. This is a team, particularly Q, has had a little bit of a rough patch with in terms of they get emotional. Stella Clark and Q, I think, really do not like each other. And with the emotions that come with Senior Day, how do you keep them in check and make sure, like, look, they're going to come out, they want to win for the seniors, they want to win in general, but we got to handle our business. Yeah, and that's, again, the whole theme is we've got to compete against ourselves, no matter who we see. And so we've got to be prepared to play the way we play and pushing each other. Alexis Hill, one of the best shot blockers in the conference. She has 31 on the season. 21 of them have come in CAA play. Yeah. You guys like to drive the ball a lot. Mello and Q and Ryan are all, and Nakaya for that matter, are going to have heads on a swivel whenever she's around because she can really make it happen from wherever she is. Yeah, and she's very athletic. Great timing, so she's able to block shots. And again, we've got to go in there strong and know that she's going to be there waiting for us. But again, we've got to be confident in what we do as well. How do you prepare for somebody like that when you're facing a shot blocker? Obviously, you have a great scout in Nakia Mayo, where you can have Nakia just kind of swat people's shots for a while.
Right.
But how do you prepare for that? I mean, it's somebody who is very good at getting her hands on a shot. How do you go through practice getting ready for that?
Well, the thing about shot blockers are they're pretty much instinctual. So it's not like it's something planned that we've got to go in. I know that we've got to go in strong, because if she follows through on the shot and gets us with a body, that'll be sending us to the free throw line. So we've got to go in there strong.
Something that as good as Northeastern's defense has been playing, particularly Alexis Hill, they're not scoring as well since CAA started. No one's averaging in double digits. Actually, I think the highest one was 7 points a game in CAA play. Defense travels. You have a pretty good defense. What is it? Where does that that motto come from? Defense travels, and how do you get your defense to travel?
Well, the thing is, Northeastern is a team that likes to use the shot clock. And they'll run their sets and run their sets and run their sets and use the shot clock. And then it kind of lulls the defense to sleep. So we've got to make sure we're on our toes and let our defense turn into our offense.
The Tigers start off the road trip on Friday, February 21st at 7 o'clock, taking on the Hofstra Pride. And then 2 days later on the 23rd at 2 o'clock in Northeastern. Check out TowsonTigers.com to figure out how to follow along with your Tigers. For head coach Diane Richardson, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us. And as always, go Tigers.